the International Federation of Women Lawyers under United Nations Spotlight Initiative is being trained on Phase 2 projects with its theme, Introduction of the UNSI Projects and Training of Civil Society Organizations on Gender-Responsive Budgeting on Violence against Women and Girls, Sexual Gender-Based Violence and Harmful Practices. It is pertinent to state that implementations of gender budgeting is one of the priorities to achieving gender equality and is part of the action plan for decentralization. Speaking at the training hall, the chairperson of the International Federation of Women Lawyers, Barrister Chinwe Ifobi, in a speech stated the significance of the training.
The training intends to consider what contributes to effective targeting of women and girls in budget design and implementation, and accompanying challenges and the validity of gender-responsive budgeting as a step towards gender mainstreaming and institutionalization by explaining practical ways to improve targeting in specific government processes, policies, and programs.
Gender inequalities remain deeply entrenched in every society. Women lack access to decent work and face occupational segregation and gender wage gaps. They are often denied access to basic education and health care. Women in all parts of the world suffer violence and discrimination. They are underrepresented in political and decision-making processes. Speaking to KAFTAN Television, the keynote facilitator from the United Nations Women Initiative, Fiki Obaro, also asked this to say about the training process.
UN Women has initiated this particular training on gender-responsive budgeting to enable civil society organizations have the needed capacity to advocate for more gender-responsive budgeting in terms of prioritizing gender issues before the state parliaments or before the Lagos State House of Assembly, as the case may be. This training basically is to ensure that civil society organizations advocate more on gender issues, which will be reflected in the upcoming budget for 2023 by the Lagos State government.
This is just an introduction. The training didn't really go on today, just an introduction of the Phase 2, because we've had Phase 1 before, when we talked of domestic violence and on the women and girls and the ways to curb it. But this one is the Phase 2. We are targeting on gender-sensitive budgeting.
To achieve the aforementioned, the International Federation of Women Lawyers, Nigeria, under the United Nations, through the branch in Lagos State, seeks to train civil society organizations and government's accountability for budget allocation and release, monitoring of the budget utilization, and gender-responsive budgeting for gender-based violence to enhance their advocacy skills.